Good morning, friends, and welcome to day 6. We have a lot of amazing content we're going to cover today. We've got lessons for daily life here in today's chapter. And again, these things are so amazing. You'll see I have marks all over my Bible. Every time I read through this, I find more things that I want to note and just have on the forefront of my mind because wisdom is so wonderful, right? I mean, these are great things. And I feel like every time I read them, I go, wow, Lord, thank you. Thank you for having this in here for us because it does help us each and every day in so many different ways. So let's get in here. Chapter 6, Lessons for Daily Life. My child, if you've put up security for a friend's debt or agreed to guarantee the debt of a stranger, if you have trapped yourselves by your agreement and are caught by what you said, follow my advice and save yourself, for you have placed yourself at your friend's mercy. Now swallow your pride. Go and beg to have your name erased. Don't put it off. Do it now. Don't rest until you do. Save yourself like a gazelle escaping from a hunter, like a bird fleeing from a net. Now, this is co-signing for someone on a loan is what this is. And I know that's something, again, that is something many of us have maybe done before or had someone do for us. And, I understand our reasoning why we get to that sometimes. It's amazing how clear and direct this wisdom is to not go and co-sign, do not get involved in someone else's debt. And I think it's really interesting. I've actually heard Dave Ramsey talk about this, talk about how he, came to be what he is today. And it was just going through and reading biblical wisdom and then kind of taking that and applying it to, his life in financial sense and things like that. So, again, very, very clear warning here about avoiding co-signing for someone. Verse 6 says, take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones. Learn from their ways and become wise. Though they have no prince or governor or ruler to make them work, they labor hard all summer, gathering food for the winter. But you, lazy bones, how long will you sleep? When will you wake up? A little extra sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Then poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber. Again, I love this lazy bones. That cracks me up. But what we learn from the ants, right? They work hard. They're diligent. They do these things. It's just, built into them with the wisdom God designed them with. And yet, how often do we see, in our own lives, and maybe you and I have been guilty of this, where little extra sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, right? We think rest is what we need. And then we almost act surprised when poverty pounces on us, when scarcity attacks us like an armed robber, when really it's been our own lack of being, I guess, just proactive and intentional and diligent. So again, wisdom that we learn here. Verse 12. What are worthless and wicked people like? They are constant liars, signaling their deceit with a wink of the eye, a nudge of the foot, or the wiggle of fingers. Their perverted hearts plot evil, and they constantly stir up trouble. But they will be destroyed suddenly, broken in an instant beyond all hope of healing. Here's another great one to kind of note down. There are 6 things the Lord hates, no 7 things he detests. Haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that kill the innocent, a heart that plots evil, feet that race to do wrong, a false witness who pours out lies, a person who sows discord in a family. Amazing things to write down, to really prayerfully take to heart here. Things that the Lord detests. So if the Lord detests it, I know I want no part in it, okay? Very, very important. My son, obey your father's commands and don't neglect your mother's instruction. Keep their words always in your heart. Tie them around your neck. When you walk, their counsel will lead you. When you sleep, they will protect you. When you wake up, they will advise you. For their command is a lamp and their instruction a light. Their corrective discipline is the way to life. It will keep you from the immoral woman, from the smooth tongue of a promiscuous woman. Don't lust for her beauty. Don't let her coy glances seduce you. For a prostitute will bring you to poverty, but sleeping with another man's wife will cost you your life. Can a man scoop a flame into his lap and not have his clothes catch on fire? Can he walk on hot coals and not blister his feet? So it is with the man who sleeps with another man's wife. He who embraces her will not go unpunished. Excuses might be found for a thief who steals because he is starving, but if he is caught, he must pay back 7 times what he stole, even if he has to sell everything in his house. But the man who commits adultery is an utter fool, for he destroys himself. He will be wounded and disgraced. His shame will never be erased. For the woman's jealous husband will be furious, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge. He will accept no compensation, nor be satisfied with a payoff of any size. It really does amaze me reading through this, obviously written so many years ago. I mean, 971 to 686 BC. It's been a hot minute. Wisdom is timeless. The truth and wisdom that God gives us here, it applies just as much today as it did then when Solomon was writing this. And I think that that is just such a wonderful thing that just shows the everlasting sovereignty of the Lord. And so 3 little wisdom points I want us to really focus on and gather from this. First one being, of course, avoid laziness and learn from the ant. I think that that is a verse I have pulled up here frequently, especially as we've been trying to be more prepared and have things on hand. I think about the ants and how they gather. The second one being that God hates a lying tongue and a proud heart. So much of what we cover, a lot of it really does come back to those 2 points there of a lying tongue and a proud heart. I want to pray and ask the Lord to convict me. Is that me in any way? Am I having issues and struggles with that? Lord, help me to work through that. And then the third point being here that, again, adultery leads to ruin and disgrace. Now, if you are someone who has gone through this before, you have dealt with this, we know that we can truly come to the Lord if we are truly deep down repentant of our actions. And we go to this, you know it more than most then, if that is the case, that you need the Lord's grace, that you need his forgiveness because of how big of a sin adultery is. And of course, we know as Christians that as we get into the gospel chapters later on, why the connection of marriage is to be as pure and undefiled, as clear and time honoring, because we see it as that example of Jesus in the church. And so be sure, leave comments down below. Are there 3 points, any points at all that stood out to you that you would add to our wisdom points list? Of course, be sure that you've signed up for our email list down below in the description, because I'm going to send you out 3 reflection questions each and every day that I really want us to prayerfully work through. So yes, we're reading this, we're gleaning this wisdom, but we're then applying it and truly searching our hearts for where we can work on these areas, grow from this, and really just walk in wisdom a little bit more each and every day. Have a wonderful day, friends, and you know it, I'll see you right back here tomorrow.